My name is Deborah Sienita, and today I'll be taking us on the concept of virtualization. So, virtualization as a whole simply has to do with something you can see, but basically or literally cannot touch. Now, when you hear the word virtual machine, think of it as a computer inside a computer. It carries out the same function as your normal physical computer, which you can touch and feel and operate on, and it also has the same basic component as your normal computer. It has a virtual CPU. It has it has a virtual CPU, which is a virtual processing code. It has a virtual RAM, which enables you store your data. Now these RAMs are located from host, and just like every user would want to have an ability to store information or data, a virtual machine gives you such things, gives you such capacity or the ability for you to do that. It has a virtual storage as well, where you can also call a virtual disk. It also has a virtual network card, which simply means that you are able to connect to the internet using your virtual machine as well. Now, for a VM or for a virtualization to be possible, we need what is called an hypervisor. Now, an hypervisor in this case can be said to be like the manager. It is what enables you to be gives you the ability to share resources among virtual machines. This is what enables you to run several virtual machines independently on each other on the same on the same on the same platform. Now, there are two types of hypervisor. We have the type 1 and the type 2. The type 1 hypervisors are also known as bare wire hypervisor. Now, why they are called bare wire hypervisor is that they do not need to be installed on top of another operating system. That is to say that they are directly installed on a computer's hardware. Example of such hypervisors include Prosmux, Hyper-V, VMware, etc. The type 2 hypervisor, on the other hand, are also known as host hypervisor. They are being hosted on another operating system. Example of these hypervisor include Oracle VirtualBox. Now, the significance of virtualization as a whole includes the following, but are not limited to them. 1. Cost and resource efficiency. Instead of buying 3 physical server for DC or file server or an help desk portal, you can simply run 3 or more VMs on one physical host. Now, this will save you costs, it will reduce your budget for storage, for electricity, etc. Another significance of virtualization as a whole is isolation and security. Now, we are able to run several VM independently. That is to say, if I have 2 VM on a host, they do not affect or depend on each other. So whatsoever I do on this one does not really affect the other one. Now, for instance, put your domain controller VM separate from your file server VM. You would realize that they are safe and cannot be accessed from each other except given access to. Another thing is that because of group policy organization unit, we are able to create password policies and grant permissions to different users irrespective of who they are. So we can allow access to a particular document the way we want it, thereby meaning that we have data data quality. That is to say that our data cannot be accessed if we don't want to access it by certain people. You also have what is scalability at this case. Now, we are able to clone you are able to clone your base VM templates. You can add more and more of your VMs on a host platform without needing to go through all the steps of recreating or recreation. And then you also have the advantage of testing without risks. So if in the course of testing a particular thing on your virtual machine and it breaks up, you can simply delete it, and then it doesn't actually it doesn't actually affect the other ones. Unlike when it doesn't really affect your other virtual machines, and then it you can manage the way you use it. These are the advantages of virtual machines and virtualization as a whole, and it impacts positively on businesses, making it easier, faster, reliable, and less expensive. Thank you very much.